Oh, we are back. No good takes, revamped, rebranded, revitalized, resurrected. Is that one too far? Resurrected? Are we comparing it to the body of Christ? Is that a bit too far? Is that a reach, Mike?
That might be a little bit of a reach. Could be a reach.
Yeah, we'll pull back the curtain on that one. We'll just say it's revived. We're revamped. We're good to be back. It's a whole new look, a whole new setup, a show that the people can care about because we care about it. And what better first guest to have than my cousin Mike? Besides Bunk, who's supposed to be my first guest, but we couldn't have our schedules lined up. So Mike's here with me.
I think he's in Rhode Island right now, by the way, just completely dodging you. Dodging the revamped No Good Takes.
I mean, it really does kind of hurt me that the fact of the matter of we worked together to get this thing off of the ground. I got a new logo, which I absolutely love. I got new colors, kind of. It's just a darker red than before. And I was really excited for Bunk to share this moment for me. But, Mike, you work too. So congratulations. You're on the first
I have to say, when you sent me the rundown about 2 hours ago, I just started laughing because I actually think this has the potential to be the greatest podcast ever put out on the BTO pages here. I think this is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a great bar to set, Mike. Just get everybody's hopes up right away.
I think this is going to be great.
Immediately. Because we start with boring stuff. Let's actually, before we even start with the boring stuff, you had a fantasy baseball draft. How was the draft, Mike?
It was good. It wasn't as stressful as I thought. 2 hours and 28 minutes, 14 teams. It was good though. It went well.
Okay, good for you. Happy to hear. Is this keeper? Do you got any guys coming back?
One keeper, Gunnar Henderson. I had the 13th pick, so I said I'm not taking a first round pick. I'll just take Gunnar. That's my guy.
That works. USA legend, by the way.
USA
did not start in the championship game though. Don't question D-Row. He knows what he's doing. He always knew what he was doing.
I hope that's sarcasm because when we talk about the WBC, we can talk about that.
The WBC, by the way, that you went out on a limb and said you don't care about it, whatever. And you were the only one on BTL making videos about the WBC.
I was so bored. I mean, there's nothing to watch. I mean, I cannot. First of all, you can't watch the NBA, right? It is the most unwatchable product out there right now.
Does suck.
And, I obviously I'm a diehard Islanders fan, but, it gets tough. It gets a little tough. There's nothing on. I had to watch baseball. I had to talk about it.
Hold on. The diehard Islanders fan, by the way, that gets in here on this recording with me before we start recording, and he goes, I haven't been locked in on the Isles for a while. Conveniently, the one day since November or December, whatever it is, that they're not in a playoff spot, and all of a sudden Mike's not locked in. You're a bad fan. Just come back to the Rangers.
No, I will not do that. I'm sticking with the Islanders. Baseball's here. That's all I could think about.
Baseball's here. Mets are here. Let's get into it. Mets, Yankees. We're going to start with Mets conversation. Sean Manaea. I mean, on the bright side for the Mets, they have the highest paid bullpen arm in the league now. So suck it, Edwin Diaz. We got that going for us with the Mets. But he didn't make the rotation. He's piggybacking, as Carlos Mendoza said. His velocity's been down all spring. What the hell do you make of this?
I actually don't think it's as big of a deal as people are making it out to be because I think he's going to start games. I think eventually he's going to be in this rotation. There's just a point in the season, early on in the season where there's a ton of off days and you don't need six guys. If you're going with the 6-man rotation, you don't need that sixth guy for, I think it's about 3 or 4 weeks to open the year. So I think Manaea is going to start. I'm not excited about Manaea. I have no expectation. I actually think he's going to be terrible this season. And I think eventually he'll be back in the bullpen. But I think he starts games in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I do.
He's a tough scenario because even last year, he had the problem with the oblique. He had the loose body in his elbow. And even after he came back off of the IL to start the season, velocity was down, but he was still flirting with 92. And now he can't even get up to 90. That's the concerning part. And it's not like he paints corners and he's this lefty specialist that I'm excited to come out of the pen and he can throw soft and work around the guys. I feel like he's just going to get lit up, but he had that textbook response. I'm a starter. I want to be a starter, but the rotation has proved themselves, dude. Like McLean's still a guy. Peralta obviously is your ace, even though Juan Soto in whatever world says Kodai Senga is the team's ace, which with all of the PTSD from last season, that's enough for me to think Peralta is now being snubbed and he's not going to want to be extended because he thinks that Soto doesn't see him as his ace. But Peterson is, I don't know, but he's the second guy going this year. So clearly the Mets got to have some confidence in him. I mean, from the end of 24 to beginning of 25, he basically had one full season of being one of the best lefties in the league. And then all hell broke loose. And you piece together the bottom of the rotation. Clay Holmes is still a really solid 4 or 5 starter, but it's weird, especially with Kodai Senga, Mike. I'm in on the hype. I'm buying in on Senga.
See, you can buy in on the Senga hype for about a month or two. I'm totally okay with that because I watched those spring training starts and you're like, wow, he does look really good. The velocity's up, things are moving, guys can't hit him. So I agree with you like halfway because this guy can't stay healthy. And if he did somehow stay healthy for most of this season, by August, even if he's pitching in a 6-man rotation, he's not going to be effective down the stretch. So you want to tell me he's going to be really good for April and May? Okay, I could get on board. But after that, I have no faith. And I can't sit here and put, eggs in this basket that Senga's going to be great for this team, for a full 162.
I want to be a Senga truther. I really do. Like, I really grasp at straws and try to root for this guy, even though I probably said some of the most vile things about the guy after last season, how he was pitching down the stretch, which, by the way, the night and day difference of him coming back from injury after Alonso gave him a Moss fade ball to first base, coming back afterwards, the difference in his pitching is night and day. I do blame that on Alonso, at least some bit. But look, man, the fork ball is still sick. The velocity is up. That was the biggest thing. I didn't think he was going to be touching 97, 98 in spring. And people are saying about, remember 2023 Senga? I do remember 2023 Senga. I don't think we're going to get that. I don't think anybody thinks we're going to get that. But if you can have just a solid guy in the middle of the rotation, and eventually when you do expand to a 6-man rotation, it's dangerous. And if he can stay healthy, I know that's the big if. I love Senga's chances of being a good middle of the pack rotation guy and really being a good bridge to the Clay Holmes and the Sean Manayas of the world in the back half.
It's funny you bring up 2023, and I had a conversation with Nico on the Mets pod, and we were kind of talking about the fact that I don't believe in Manaya or Vientos, which is another conversation. And, basically how I thought they were just one-year wonders. And I was like, yeah, they are one-year wonders. And I think the same could be said for Senga. There's more evidence of Kodai, less so than Vientos and Manaya. But there's more evidence of Kodai Senga being unreliable and not effective than there is him being, even a number 3 starter in this league. Like, that's how I feel about Senga. There's just no trust there. You could use this analogy with many situations with the Mets. It's like a girl, she gets around and you're in love with her, but she's going to break your heart. She's going to cheat on you. She's going to do something. That's what Kodai Senga is. Something bad is going to happen.
That's the Kodai Senga comparison we're going with. He's
I think that
gets around.
I think that's the best one.
That's the best one we've come up with. By the way, back to the Mets. Look, I love Scott. I don't think I've ever talked to Nico, but I respect Nico. What are they saying about Vientos, man? They love Mark Vientos.
I have no clue.
They love his swag. They love him.
By the way, we're going to record, I think, Monday night. I cannot wait. I mean, this guy is now 2 for, I think, 33 or something like that in spring training.
Yeah, but he had a home run, Mike. He had a home run. Did you see that?
Yeah, great. He's terrible. He's terrible. And you know what the problem is? He's probably the most useless baseball player in the history of the sport, okay? Because he doesn't play a position, and the position that he does play, the 2 he plays, he's terrible defensively. He is the slowest human being on planet Earth. I think I'm pretty close to his speed, okay? And number 3 can't hit. He can't hit. He can't hit the baseball. So what is his value being brought here?
The only argument I can make for Vientos is if you let him focus on being a DH and just hitting, he'll hit. But the numbers don't back it up. Numbers do not back it up whatsoever. He's going to be trade bait all season. He's going to hit like one big home run right before the deadline to either boost his stock or be enough for the Mets to say, you know what, we got a guy here. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, rotation done. I don't know if I'm excited for the rotation or not, but right field. is interesting now because Mike Talkman out for at least 4 to 6 weeks with a meniscus tear or sprain. It was one of the two.
There, yeah.
Yeah, and I know you were high on Talkman, but this opens up a door in right field, and I think Mendoza already had a hard enough time to figure out what he was going to do. But now what do you do in right field?
I think you have a problem in right field. I actually, this is going to be, an unpopular take with Mets fans. I don't think Carson Bench is ready. I've watched him in spring training. Has he hit a few balls hard? Yes. But a lot of these hits are weak contact to the opposite side of the field. He's not really barreling the ball up. He had issues in AAA when he got called up there at first in 2025. I don't see the downside in him playing a couple of weeks, a month in AAA, and then coming up and making a serious impact on the Major League roster. If Talkman was healthy, now I think you're in a different situation where he's almost being forced to play. He's probably your best defensive option at this point as well. So he's gonna start the year as the right fielder. But I think he could have used the time in AAA.
I think the biggest argument now is it opens a door for Brett Baty to get comfortable in right field if you really want him to open the year. Because I love the idea of Baty being a utility guy, this young, this talented. But, I mean, let's be honest. The Mets went into an offseason with a plan, and it's clear plan A didn't work for them. Plan B was a great pivot, but it really did leave Baty out. Like, Semien at second fucks that up for Baty. Bo Bichette at third base. That messes him up, too. And you have this player who grinded so hard to just find a spot on this team. After the year of Vientos, you thought Baty was all but written off. And he plays his third base position. He plays it well, which after 2022 and 2023 seemed like a miracle, and 24. And, oh, by the way, your Islanders just hung on for a win.
Let's go. Let's go.
That'll be included in the New York Minute later. Stay tuned. So, with Baty, instead of being a utility guy, at least you could stick him in right field now and give him some reps there, and maybe he gets comfortable. But then again, that opens up, what about Tyrone Taylor? How much is he going to play? What happens when Talkman comes back? And now what happens with Carson Bench? Because he's clearly part of the plan for this year. It's complicated. This is very, very complicated for Mendoza.
I think it would have been so easy for Talkman to go out there for a month or two and start in right field. And you'll get Baty at bats. You just will. Baty would have DH'd, right? Bichette would have DH'd a couple of days. Baty would have played third. I don't think it's, smoke that they say we're going to get Brett Baty involved. I think they want Baty to play because I think they realize he's a good player. And I'm the biggest Brett Baty fan out there. So this might sound, a little biased, but I do think he will have opportunities. I think he'll have opportunities at right field. I think he'll have opportunities at first base. I think there are going to be days where Semien gets days off or he's DHing and he's at second. Baty has shown that he could play all of these positions, especially third, really well, and the other positions well enough. So I think Baty's going to play, but it is a tough situation for Mendoza to consistently try and get him at bats.
And you know what sucks too? That the Mets went to Polanco and said, yo, you're our guy at first base. That kills also, because if you didn't have that promise, which, by the way, I don't think they're going to stay true to that.
No.
There's going to be a time where the corner infield for the Mets of Bo Bichette and Jorge Polanco are stinking it up, and they got to change something, and you're going to get Polanco out of first before you get Bichette out of third, and you're going to put Baty there because you just have to, and you're going to have to go back on your word. If Polanco's pissed, so be it, dude. One of my biggest gripes with Stearns in the offseason was how he used the argument of Alonso defensively at first. He didn't want fit in your long-term plan. And I know Polanco is cheaper. He's not a long-term fit, which you never wanted him to be. And he still has really good numbers, especially in the clutch. But to put him at first in a year where, again, you're expected to contend, I just never understood that. I never understood that guarantee. That always pissed me off. And by the way, Polanco's throw, again, which we'll get to in the New York Minute, stay tuned, was a total embarrassment of
what
exactly
what do you think happens first? Sorry. What do you think happens first? Polanco or Bichette moved off?
It's got to be Polanco. Okay. I think the Mets you need to be committed to Bichette playing third every day. You need to be.
What happens if he can't? What happens if both of them can't?
Say your prayers, I guess.
Where does Polanco go? Does Polanco go to third and does Baty play first?
Baty's got to play first.
He's playing third.
Oh my God.
Do not say Mark Vientos. He can't play.
Not going to be Mark Vientos.
He can't play. He can't play. So it almost has to be Polanco, who's not a good defensive third baseman, but I'm sure would probably be better than Bichette in this scenario where we're saying Bichette absolutely cannot play. But the point is somebody has to play. Somebody has to play third base because then Bichette has to DH and Polanco can't just be a bench player. Polanco's got to find a position.
Yeah, but dude, you're paying Bichette $42 million, and to stick him in a DH role if he can't figure it out, what's the cutoff is another question. To answer your question with another question, when do you pull the plug on this? Really, it's still an experiment. When do you pull the plug on that?
Well, do you want my opinion on how it's going to go, or like when would they do it? I think probably by May it would have to be. You'd have to pull the plug on it. I don't think Bichette is going to be that bad at third base.
I don't think so either, but it's definitely going to be a feeling out process, especially in April and early May when it's still cold out. That's definitely going to play a factor in Bichette's defense.
I think Bichette is going to figure it out. I think he'll be fine. I would tend to agree with you that there's going to be more days where Beatty's playing first than there's days that Polanco is.
I really do like Polanco, and I'm really excited to see what he does, but for Brett Beatty, dude, the kind of position the Mets put him in, you can't help but be a little upset if you're Brett Beatty. At the very bare minimum, I know they kept him in the loop, and they said you have a future on this team, but damn, dude, after working your ass off like that to finally lock down third base, and look everywhere, Semien took second from you, Bichette took third from you, Polanco's at first, Carson Bench is going to be up sooner rather than later. I mean, he still might make the opening day roster. And if that's the case, how do you split that up? That's a question for another time, but it feels like Beatty's the odd man out, and I do give Mendoza and Stearns the credit for keeping him in, but in any normal scenario, Beatty really does feel like an odd man out here.
Well, the problem is Beatty is by far the best defensive third baseman on the team.
Yes.
That's the issue, and you're not playing him there.
Yeah.
So there are going to be days where he DHs. I mean, if you had to guess right now, the opening day lineup, he's probably your DH. Bench is in right, Bichette's at third, and Polanco's at first. So your best defensive player at two different positions, he's DHing. It's almost backwards.
Yeah, but then again, how you set up the offseason, it's like, what else are you going to do?
Are you that upset with Bichette DHing for 3 months of this season at $42 million a year, but for 1 year?
I am. I am upset because the plan was to bring him in, and look, I know he's not dazzling on defense, but like 42 is a lot. I just hate the idea of paying somebody so much to DH because he can do more than that. It's not like it's like a Giancarlo Stanton situation where we can't do anything else but hit. And if you really want Bichette to get acquainted at third, if you DH him for, half of the season, majority of the season, when he is playing at third, it's going to be a total mess if he can't get comfortable in that position or at least give him the chance to.
I'll tell you what, I don't think his people will allow it. I don't think his people would allow him to be moved off of third that quickly. And if he's moved off of third, the more I think about it, I don't think he'd be moved to DH. I think they'd move him to second. And I think they try Semien to third.
You know what?
He's going to hit the market again. He's going to be a free agent.
Mm.
So he makes his 42 now. How can you sell to other teams? He's not a great defensive shortstop. We know this. They're moving him off of it. But he was terrible last year. So we have that evidence. He's probably a second baseman long term. He's not a great second baseman either, but he's probably a second baseman. They'd probably move him to second and get Semien, who's a great defender, move him to third and see what you can get there. That's probably what would happen.
Man, the Semien thing, I know it was the first move the Mets made, and Brandon's my guy. Brandon's my guy. For people that are watching and not listening, that picture I'm pointing to right now, that's Brandon. Signed picture of him.
I can't even see it.
Never take it.
Hold on. We're stopping the show so he can show us a signed picture of Brandon Nimmo.
To everybody listening on Spotify, I'm sorry you can't see this, but here he is. Before the beard. Look at that. Look how good he looks.
Yeah. Too bad he ended up not being a very productive player for the Mets.
Yeah, it's subjective productivity and whatnot. I think he did a great job.
I was so out on him. I was so happy they traded him.
Look, I know that getting off of that contract is great, but bringing Semien in, I feel like was the first real just like clog for this offseason. And he's going to be great defensively. And if he does just a little better than what he did last year and put him at the bottom of the lineup, you're fine offensively. But again, like that's a spot for Bichette or Beatty to play that Semien took up, and you're still paying him. So a pretty bad contract for Semien, better than Nimmo, but whatever. That's a lot of Mets talk. Let's get to the Yankees because the total opposite of the Mets, who basically cleaned house. The Yankees are deciding to run it back. And I'll let you take the floor with this one, Mike, because I have my opinions on it. And I feel like we might be on different sides of the coin with this.
Yeah, I think they're fine. You know, I didn't think they were this great baseball. Like, they were good last year, very good, but I don't think they were great. And obviously, they weren't the best team in the American League, but even prior to the postseason, I didn't think they were. I think you're going to get Cole back at some point. I think this rotation is going to be really good. They're going to get, Heel will be fully healthy, right? They'll get Schmidt back at some point, Warren. Obviously, Cam Schlittler was great last season, and I think, a full year of him, could be special. They're good. They're not great. I don't love this lineup. The left side of that infield is terrible. It's going to be Caballero and McMahon. They both can't hit. They're great defensively, but they both can't hit. Ben Rice, everybody loves Ben Rice. What's he going to do? Right? Like, how great could he possibly be? I think he's an X factor for them. Does Trent Grisham replicate what he did last year? I think that's a pretty tough ask. I think they're competing in a really tough division that's going to beat the hell out of each other. I think they're good, but they're not great.
Okay. I think we're actually pretty more similar on this than I thought. I like it. Everyone complaining about the Yankees running it back. It's not really running it back if you think about it. It's still arguably the best lineup in baseball. I think that when you get everybody back, healthy is the big word. Healthy and the Yankees usually don't belong together in the same sentence. But if you get a healthy rotation back, a full year of Cam Schlittler, Garrett Cole is going to creep on back. And like you mentioned, like guys like Will Warren, Luis Heel, the list goes on of guys they have that can just chug along. The bullpen will be fun to watch. Like what's going to go on with that? I think it's their biggest weakness outside of their fundamentals, which I really hope for Yankees fans' sake they figure out this year. If you have fundamental issues for 3 years in a row, there's something going on. But the best outfield in baseball, defensively, it's great. Offensively, I have no problem with Judge being the best hitter in the world. Like, I have no problem with Cody Bellinger doing his thing. Grisham's a big question mark, bro. I think he really peaked last year. And you talk about the best outfield in baseball, but if Grisham is part of that, he's still great defensively. But offense, man, if he has that fall off, I think the Yankees are relying on guys to replicate what they did last year. And that's a bit of a concern for me.
It's a concern. A lot of the advanced metrics tell you that Trent Grisham was not a fluke last year, that he was really that good. Again, you're asking a lot. You had Cody Bellinger playing in a contract year, right? That's big. Now you got Jazz playing in the contract year, which I think, could go either way. This isn't going to be like a middle ground this year for Jazz. It's not going to be, oh, he had a nice season. It's going to be, he was great, or wow, he really struggled and the pressure got to him. They're interesting, but I think they're going to pitch. I think if they're healthy, they're going to have the best staff in the American League. And they got to get healthy first. And that's where I think if I was a Yankee fan, I'd be a little worried.
Yeah, I think health is their biggest thing, which in one way is like, if I got to worry about my guys being healthy, I'll kind of take that as a blessing. Because, I mean, around the lineup, I love their lineup. I really think they're going to be awesome. I love Ben Rice. I think he's going to kill it. Behind the plate, I love Ben Rice.
You're a Ben Rice guy.
I'm a big Ben Rice guy. I think he's going to be awesome this year. I'm concerned about behind the dish, even though Austin Wells had a really fun World Baseball Classic. I'm concerned behind the dish for them. I'm concerned with Wells. You mentioned Ryan McMahon in a negative tone, so I automatically tuned that out of Rocky slander. McMahon will be great, I'm sure. Yankee Stadium for a full season. Give that to me immediately, always. And yeah, Caballero, I think Yankees fans are going to get frustrated with Caballero very quickly. Shortstop is going to be a total disaster for them this year. That's my money-making take. I think Yankee shortstops are going to have terrible years between Volpe and Caballero.
Well, Volpe, I mean, we know he can't play. But he's not a major league player. I like this lineup. I don't love this lineup. I mean, Stanton's obviously a massive question mark. He always has been. I don't think there's this guarantee that they're going to be, one of the best lineups in baseball.
I think there is. And a big part of that, and I'll get to it later, is with Grisham, if he really doesn't figure it out, the idea of Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez now taking more at bats in AAA, waiting in the wings, that's got to mean something. And you still have really good bench pieces. Like Ahmed Rosario is an awesome bench piece. Randall Grichuk was interesting that he made the opening day roster. But I mean, hey, to take Jason Dominguez off and get him reps, I know Gabe hated that decision. I saw his video on the playbook, but at this point, you got to give Dominguez either all the playing time in AAA or let him sit on the bench and not develop. I think putting him in AAA is a good idea.
I mean, I don't think he could play. I don't think he's a major league player. So I don't understand why we're up in arms about the fact that Jason Dominguez is going to be starting in AAA. You see the play he made today in left field? He missed another ball in left field. He's not good defensively. What position is he going to play? He's blocked in center field right now if that's his main position. And I mean, he just hasn't done anything. Like, I can't stand the Jason Dominguez hype. I need to see it. I'm slapping my microphone. I need to see it. And we haven't seen it.
Hype is a wrong word for me because you do need to see it. But if you're going to take it back, and I'll bring it to a Mets conversation really quick. I know I hate to do it as a Mets fan, but with Beatty and Vientos, how many times did they come up and down before they really hit a stride? Vientos hit a stride, and now he lost it. Beatty, he got called up in 2022? We're going into 2026, and for the first time, we're talking about him in a positive light of being an impact on this team. It takes time, and if you really believe in this kid, which the Yankees organization clearly does because they hug their prospects like it's their mother, you need to at least let them develop. I've always said it. The worst thing you can be in sports is a young, promising player on a team that's ready to win now. Because the second you do not start to come into your own, and in this case, a major league level, they're going to find somebody who's experienced, and that kills your development. So for the Yankees to finally say, you know what, let's give Dominguez a chance to just work on himself for a month or two down in AAA, I like it. And then if he gets called up and he has playing time and he sucks, whatever, pull the plug.
It's a good point. I just like with Jones too. Like, I'm not sure Jones is going to be this great major league player. My problem is the amount of value that these guys once had, and the Yankees have had this issue for years, where they did just hug on to prospects, like you mentioned. The value you could have gotten back in major league talent, it does suck. And they've had good farm systems. So they could have easily made those trades and still been fine with the depth that they had. I'm just not a believer. I'm not a believer in any of them. And Dominguez was one of those guys you couldn't trade. The Martian, this and that. I understand that. It's like Benj or McLean for the Mets right now. You're not trading those guys unless it's for one of the best players in baseball with, years of control.
Yeah. For the Yankees, it's tough. But again, guys like Spencer Jones, what do you really have in him? You never saw him hit at a major league level.
He's blocked. I would have traded Jones. I would have traded Jones last season. I would have traded Jones at the deadline if there was a player worthy of, available where it made sense.
They're in a weird spot, the Yankees, but again, they are just like running it back isn't a bad thing. With the best offense in baseball, in my opinion, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Do you think they win the division?
No, I don't think they win the division. It's because in their division, and I think I had this on the original rundown, and I took it off. It was, do you think the Yankees can fare better in division this season? And it's just that they did so bad in division last year. And the Orioles only got better. The Blue Jays I think they got a little better, even though losing Bichette. The Red Sox got worse, and then they got better. They're really weird. I mean, the only team that really you're not worried about is Tampa Bay. But
you should always worry about Tampa.
Always be worried about Tampa Bay. They will always play spoiler for you. And they'll randomly go 500 every year, no matter what. But other teams, especially in division, got better and they improved. And just because the Yankees had, statistically the best offense last season and pitching was hurt, doesn't mean that they couldn't improve, and they didn't. That's where I'm concerned on them in division. That's my problem. I don't think they're going to do good in division again this year.
I'm very torn, and there'll be a prediction show out this week. I don't know if I'm picking them to win the division or not. I still haven't decided yet, so I can't even answer the question yet.
Yeah, if I had to go like a deeper dive, maybe my answer changes. This is off the top of the head. I don't know. Is it weird to say Boston?
I
Like,
like Boston.
I like them.
I they could have done a lot more, but I like them.
They got the pitching, man. They went all in and they said, we got arms. And that they do.
They have arms. They
You know,
certainly
one
have.
full year of Roman Anthony. Oh, by the way, Roman Anthony. This is what I wanted to say before. Because
Oh,
we talked
gosh.
about Mark Vientos being slow as shit. What's up with Roman Anthony, dude? Was he 21, 22 years old? How is he that slow?
Yeah,
physique.
I don't know. It's good. It's a good point. I thought that was going another direction, so I'll keep it respectful. Yeah, I don't know.
Do I want to know the direction you thought it was going?
No.
Okay.
It involves a family member. No.
Okay.
Do you know his brother's name is Anthony, though? Did you know that?
Really? No, that's really stupid.
Yeah, that's bad.
Interesting. Anthony.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for the Anthony family trying something there.
Anthony.
Didn't work out though.
Not working out.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is in the rundown. Confidence in Yankees to fare better in division than 2025. I thought I took it off. I think no. I think they're still gonna have a tough time in division.
It's tough division.
It's a tough one.
I like Baltimore too a little bit. Their offense is going to be good. There's going to be a really good offense.
Yeah, they need like Adley and Gunnar to be consistent. They need like really good years out of them. I feel like
Gunner's back to 2024.
Gunner's back.
2024 for him. I know for a fact he is. He's back.
Okay, we got that. We can start putting that out there on posters and post and whatnot. Okay.
He'll come in second in AL MVP voting. That's how confident I am.
Who's going to come in first?
Aaron Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people are buying in on the Bobby Witt hype. So am I. But Aaron Judge is just like the best hitter in the world. So
I mean, if you're placing a bet on it, just like bet on somebody else. It's not Judge.
Yeah, I would bet on Judge though. Like it's unless he gets hurt. Knock on wood, he stays healthy. We love health and people staying healthy at BTO and no good takes. But,
yes. Not rooting for injuries.
All right, last thing here with the Yankees. Then we'll get to our New York minute. Very excited about that, by the way. Most eyes on the New York Yankees, not named Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I think it's Jazz. Jazz just, he loves the spotlight. He loves to talk. He says he's going to have a 50-50 season. Okay, let's see. He's a free agent to be. There were some rumors about the Yankees possibly wanting to trade him this offseason. I think it's Jazz. And I think the main part of it is he could potentially headline a very weak free agent class heading into a lockout year. I think that he could really cash in with a massive season. So I don't know which way it'll go, but I think it's Jazz.
I love Jazz, dude. Like, he's awesome. I love watching him. I love hearing what he has to say. Like, him going out and saying, fully believing it, by the way, he's going to have a 50-50 year. That rocks. Jazz Chisholm, you rock, and good for you. And he said something else about Great Britain and the World Baseball Classic. Like, they were going to shock the world or something. Don't quote me on that. I could be totally wrong.
He did.
Yeah, and they didn't shock the world. They did pretty bad, actually. But Jazz, man, you rock. Like, that's awesome. He's so cool. I think he's so cool. I love Jazz Chisholm. Remember he was a center fielder in
He was
Miami?
center fielder. Yeah.
That was weird. Yeah, that was odd of Miami to do. Shows what they know. Yeah, I got Trent. My eyes are on Trent Grisham this entire season just because of what his success or failure means for the young guys like we were talking about before. You know, if he does good this season and he's Trent of 2025, then that shuts a door on Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones. But if he sucks and the only thing he has going for him is defense, it opens a door for Dominguez or Jones to make a difference, to make some kind of splash. And that, in my opinion, can totally change the trajectory of those dog days of summer for the Yankees.
Well, they're going to feel the pressure too, especially if Trent doesn't hit early, that they have to get one of these guys up and playing. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with him because a lot of fans didn't agree with giving him the $22 million qualifying offer. So there's a lot of pressure on him. There's certainly a ton of pressure on him.
But what we know about also Boone and the Yankees front office is that they're stubborn. They stick by these decisions. And my biggest concern is if Trent really does suck and he is getting borderline unplayable, at least with a bat in his hands, but that's their guy. Look at what they did with Volpe last year. You know, Volpe was stinking it, and they really were so reluctant to get him out of a starting lineup. That's my biggest concern. They're going to be stubborn and keep Trent in longer than he should be.
I just feel like there's going to be enough pressure for them to say, especially if they're not hitting, as a whole, if the offense is struggling, which sounds crazy to say right now, but maybe there's an injury and maybe there's just a lot of things going on. I think they'll feel the pressure. I think they'll get somebody up. We'll see though. It'll be a tough decision for them to make.
That's going to be tough. I'll do one more with you here, and then we'll get to our New York Minute. Mets or Yankees? They took two totally different routes this offseason. Who meets expectations more?
Well, what would you say the Mets' expectations are?
Around the 87 to 90 win mark. You're competitive in, just drop my phone. You're competitive in a division race all season.
So I think the Mets win the division. So I think they'll be over. So meet the expectations. I think the Yankees are going to be in a dogfight all season long for that division. So I would say the Mets.
I think Yanks meet their expectations more. I'm still scarred from 25 with the Mets. Like, they got to prove it to me first. You know who I got winning the division, Mike?
Who?
The Chop. They're back.
They are going to be back. They're going to be really good this year. They're going to be good.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I'm not looking forward to? That series in Atlanta. They don't play Atlanta late this year, I don't think. I think they get their Atlanta games out of the way early this year.
Thank God.
But dude, those, remember the September games in Atlanta? That's not just a loss. That's a funeral, bro.
Yeah, well, I like to think that we got rid of that, I don't even know what to say, the stigma around it when we beat them in 24. But then we went there last year and kind of threw up all over ourselves. So I don't really know.
That's tough. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not going to watch any games against Atlanta this year, I think. I'm just going to turn the games off when they play in Atlanta. Okay. And I'll just check Twitter and stuff like that.
Oh, because that's going to be a safe place.
I'll see what Frank the Tank has to say.
By the way, just looked, April and May, they're not in Atlanta yet.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe September is
first series at home in June.
Oh no! Oh my God! Do they play them in September? Oh,
I'm about to look.
Oh my God!
They got a 4-gamer in July in Atlanta.
That's good. July's fine.
That's fine. Then late July, they are home against Atlanta.
It's a great Zach Bryan song. By late July.
Late in July.
Late July, not in.
You're still in on him.
I'm always in on him, dude. I got a tattoo of him on me. Not his face, just me.
Thank God. And then against Atlanta in August. So yeah, I mean they're done before September.
That's fine. That's okay. Fine. Okay, that's fine.
I can live with that.
All right, Mike, you ready for the New York Minute here? You have the music?
I'm excited for the New York Minute. I think you have the music.
Okay, let me get the music going. Okay, here we go. Starting off, did you see Jason Dominguez?
That was
taken off.
That was scary. Very scary. Thank God that didn't happen.
That's insane, dude. Poor guy. Yo, keep your head up. Both of you swinging and running out on the field. Okay, Jorge Polanco. So we talk about Pete Alonso and his shit he throws the first all season. How about Polanco totally airmailing it over his pitcher? Nice throw, dude.
How about the pitcher not getting hurt on the play and actually Polanco getting to the ball? I'm actually impressed that he was able to get to it.
That's a low bar, Mike, if you're impressed with him getting to the bar. Your Islanders, that's a huge win. I think they're back in a playoff spot now. I'm not sure. They just beat the Blue Jackets 10 minutes ago.
Well, I don't think I have time to check, but it's been a rough go for those Islanders. They need to get back on track and get back into the playoffs because this would be embarrassing.
Staying with the Islanders, Matthew Schaefer. You see that almost goal that I sent you with the high stick?
Yes.
That was cool.
He's cool.
He is cool. Awesome, dude. Only 18. Can you believe that? And here we are, podcasting in our 20s. That is just terrible. Okay, oh my God, we're almost done with the minute here. Actually, the minute just ran out. So that does it for our New York Minute. But let's get to the rest of the stuff here. That was good. We flew, man. Okay.
Did we fly?
We kind of flew, I think. Okay, let's keep going. Hofstra, our guys, the Pride, bounced from March Madness. That sucks. But the Johnnies, Dylan Darling, buzzer beater today. That was awesome.
What a game today. Looked like St. John's was going to collapse. They don't. Great game by the Johnnies, the Darling's first points of the game. So that was pretty cool. Hofstra, yeah, tough. I mean, nothing really you could say. They were just outclassed. They were that much better.
I told so many people at John Boy Media to take Hofstra over Bama in their brackets. I was preaching it. I thought they were going to win. And That might cost me any future with that company.
You had to take them though. Like we both had to take them in the bracket, and like I did. And I thought they had a chance, but the more you think about it after the fact, it's like the pace that Alabama played at, there was no chance they were going to win that game.
Yeah, maybe some bias played into that, as I wear my Hofstra hat. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
OBJ had a really cool one-handed catch in the flag football game. Can he be a Giant already again?
Can we as a football community and a Giants community stop with the Odell Beckham crap? He was great. He had a great peak for a few years. He is done. He is washed up. Enough of, stop bringing up the fact that Odell Beckham Jr. should come back to the Giants and play with Jackson Dart. The wide receiver room already isn't that good. So you want to make it worse by bringing in Odell Beckham Jr.? Great. I am so sick of hearing about Odell Beckham's return to the NFL. It is never going to happen.
That's a pathetic take from you, Mike. That is pathetic by you. And I'm ashamed to be called your cousin in this very moment right now. Because he's fucking awesome. And I want him to come back so bad to the Giants. Imagine the aura of him coming back out on the field. He needs his hair back, though. He can't come back to the Giants until he has that cool, fluffy hair back. And then we can talk about Odell coming back. Okay, last thing here. I totally skipped over Mika Zibanejad, but who cares about that? Rangers sucks. Tanking for McKenna. I forgot. I think miserable for McKenna is the term this year. Very excited for them. Abdul Carter changed his number already from 51 to 3. I am not rocking with it whatsoever.
Yeah, you know what? Just play football and be good. The ugliest numbers on planet Earth. I mean, could we grab 58 or something like that? Could we grab a normal number for a defensive end? I don't know, but whatever. I'm done.
3
just
sucks.
Play.
3 sucks.
Just play and be good. Just play and act like the number 3 overall pick, please. Maybe it's 3 for that he was the 3rd overall pick.
Or it's not because of his hero Sterling Shepard. You don't think it was all of our heroes?
No, probably not.
Okay, that's why I would wear number 3 if I was.
I love Sterling though.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a great Giant, great Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Did he win a Super Bowl with them? Was he on that team?
No, he was still unfortunately with us.
All right. Poor guy. By the way, all the concussion problems with Sterling Shepard, and I don't even hear about it anymore with Tampa Bay. He's just happy now and good.
In the great weather in Tampa Bay, he's living it up.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. Okay. Out of the very long New York minute that ran for more than a minute, maybe that's a lesson for episode 2 to not have 15 topics on the New York minute. I thought we were going to get by all of them and still have time to spare.
Well, I don't know what you thought I was going to say to the Mika stuff, other than the fact that I'm actually shocked that he is 4th all time in Rangers goals. That doesn't make much sense to me because he doesn't feel like that. I know he's a good player and he's been a really good Ranger, but he doesn't feel like this all-time guy.
My buddy said today after he tied Adam Graves for 4th all time, he's getting into retired number territory. And he kind of is, which is really weird to think about.
Did he have any stints anywhere else or no? Has he always been a Ranger?
No, he was an Ottawa Senator at first.
Okay.
And he was still young. He came in. What trade did he come in? Derek Brassard? I don't know. You're definitely not going to know. That's a conversation with myself. I'm going to have.
You're just literally going to be talking to yourself there.
By the way, hold on. We posted not to get off track. We posted the NHL video of, what does Mike know about the NHL? And we got the Calgary Flames geography wrong. And some guy in the comments totally shit on us. And he goes, "Don't worry, when you guys die, we can donate your brains. I hear that they're still trying to figure out CTE or something like that." Oh my God. That's in our face.
When we recorded that, I kind of knew what I was getting in for. You proposed the idea to me. And I was in on it. I want to have some fun. We can make people laugh. But I didn't think it would get to the point that it did where I had people I hadn't spoke to in a while texting me about how stupid I am. So it was a little extreme. I'll say that. And then the comments weren't great either. So, I mean, we got bugged just going through the video and finding the most embarrassing clips to post and posting them. And then I'm reposting it on my story like a moron. Like, why am I reposting it for?
Like, dude, come on. We're trying to have some fun here. And I think somebody responded and goes, just two friends trying to put a good video together, and you absolutely dunk on them. By the way, we're cousins, not friends. So thanks for coming to our defense for nothing.
I gotta say though, the video actually did pretty well, and it's still there. If 3 months ago, NHL trivia, are you a hockey casual? So it's if you go under videos on the BTO Media YouTube page, it's there if you'd like to watch it.
Spoiler alert: Mike is a hockey casual.
I love hockey.
Big Isles guy, in on the Isles.
Big on the Isles.
Okay, let's get out of this. All around combos going around sports here. World Baseball Classic has come and gone, but I really want to ask you this because I've been thinking about it, and I've had nobody to talk to about it on a platform until just now. Is it a bad thing for Major League Baseball that players continue to praise the World Baseball Classic over the World Series?
I think it helped baseball. Like, I don't think the WBC and, you know, how successful it was and the passion that was shown throughout from the players and the fans, I don't think that's a bad thing because I think it's good. I think baseball's growing, and I think that only helps baseball. I think from the players' perspective, like, they all want to win a championship. So I think saying that, I just don't want you to compare the two. Like, that's my issue.
Yeah.
Personally, you can feel that way. That's fine. But don't say it into a microphone.
That's fair. That is very fair. But a lot of them do. Like when Judge came out and said it, because the biggest time I was saying, well, a lot of these guys who say it like haven't played in a World Series. So they can't really compare it here. And from a viewing standpoint, the World Baseball Classic definitely seems like a cooler atmosphere. But then again, we also got the Dodgers in the World Series for what? 3 years in a row? 2 years in a row? 2 years,
in a row.
Yeah, and the LA atmosphere isn't great. We got a dome World Series between Arizona and Texas, and that wasn't great. But when you get games in New York and Philly and Boston, these big markets, like that's cool. And that's where you feel the atmosphere. Where in the World Baseball Classic, every game you get that atmosphere.
Well,
and
Judge,
that's the cool thing.
Judge said it about, you know, the World Series games he played in, comparing it to the atmosphere he felt to the World Baseball Classic. And the one thing I'll say is, go look at a ticket price for a World Series game at Yankee Stadium against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The real fan is not getting into that, most likely. You know, it's a lot of, you know, guys in suits coming after work that want to, you know, or just, you know, their boss has the tickets and he's mega loaded and he gives it to the employees. It's not the real fan there. The real fan is traveling to Miami and paying, I'm sure, which were cheaper prices. I know the get-ins got to a level where you're like, wow, I'm shocked. But you go to that Yankee game against the Dodgers, like, yeah, there are real fans there, but it's a lot of suits. It's a lot of suits.
Yeah, especially LA. Especially LA. That is a corporate hellhole for any sport. Maybe not hockey.
Toronto was great. I thought the atmospheres in Toronto were great.
Yeah, they were incredible. They always are. They always are. Like, even like Yankees and in the wild card series, it was loud and that was awesome. Yeah, you're right. But as the ticket prices go up, like the real fans get washed out. That's just how it goes. So it's tough to compare apples and oranges there. You got a point there.
And it's for your country.
Yeah.
It's for your country, and it's different. And it's different cultures. And they view the games differently, and they experience the games differently. And to watch those games on those levels at the WBC, it was exciting to watch from somebody just watching the game at home. It was cool to see. So it's just, it's different. It's different everything. And it's tough to compare. It's tough to compare.
Mike, it's time for the draft we've been waiting for. So Mike and I have composed a top 5 list each of things we wish that we could have bet on. Either a sports game, either getting creative. So we'll go back and forth here. We'll put up the list on the screen. If you're listening on the podcast on Spotify, write it down, I guess. I don't know. Or you can just go to Noga Takes Instagram. It'll be there. and you can pick out who had the better lineup. Let me actually get a pen and paper here so I can write down your stuff, Mike, also, because I really want to compare this also. But
I could also text it to you too if you want me to.
pen and paper, old school.
Okay. So
right.
so one of them is not sports related.
No, I have a few that aren't sports related.
Okay. So I'll start with, I don't know which one to start with. I'll start with this one. It's kind of boring. We all watched Moneyball. We all fell in love with Moneyball. It's my favorite movie ever. I would have liked to bet on the A's to break the record, to break the record at the time, their 20-game win streak in 2002. So, I was thinking movies. I was thinking historical significance. At the time, it was very significant. So I will say the A's in 2002, their 20-game winning streak. I would have liked to bet on that last game.
Wow. Okay. I feel like I got you beat here.
Okay.
I'm going to 2001. Barry Bonds to break the home run record. And if I could parlay it, like Barry Bonds, 70-plus home runs, if I could do that. But I'm in on the Bonds home run record. If I was around and alive to take that, I would have took that in a heartbeat.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good sport. Two good sports ones out the gate. Good for us.
All right. I'll go off the rails here. The Toon Squad against the Monstars in Space Jams, right? Obviously, I'm not a huge movie guy, but I've seen this movie. You have the Looney Tunes characters against Michael Jordan and the greatest players in the NBA. So the odds you would have gotten on the Looney Tunes characters probably would have been great. So I will take the Looney Tunes over the Monstars, and I would like to have bet that.
What the fuck are we doing with this? This is like, what idea did I come up with here?
When you told me this idea the other night, my mind went so many different places, and I don't know how we ended up here. I really don't. It was bad, though. It was bad.
You know what I got for my next one here? Mike, let's go to some racing. The 2005 Piston Cup. Chick Hicks. You know he's my guy. You know that if you listen to me rant about anything, I take Chick Hicks over Lightning McQueen every day. And if you're posing Chick Hicks over the GOAT at the time of the King and Lightning McQueen, the young stud rookie, I'm taking Chick Hicks winning that Piston Cup any day. That's great odds. And guess what? He fucking won. Like, he did that. In a movie about Lightning McQueen, Chick Hicks won. So I'm taking Chick Hicks money line at the 2005 Piston Cup.
Oh, there's something wrong with you that you like Chick Hicks over Lightning McQueen. That's the problem. That's my favorite movie of all time as a kid. And you like the villain in the movie. Like, that's the problem here. It's a great shout. But
I have my reasons. I think Chick Hicks is
my God.
Better stand-up guy than Lightning McQueen. Guy's a prick in the movie, not Chick Hicks. He doesn't hide it for a second who he is. And I just about him.
That is true. That is very true. All right, my next one. The pyramids. Yes or no on the pyramids actually being built?
What?
The odds on that, like, we're going on Kalshi here, okay? And we're like, like how you can bet right now if it's going to rain tomorrow. Will the pyramids actually get built? Yes or no? I'm assuming the odds on yes were crazy low at the time. What was it? Hold on, I looked up here. I looked something up about the pyramids because I actually didn't know where they were for a second. That I realized they were in Egypt. That'll probably somebody will probably text me about that.
That's good. Keep that reputation going.
That'll be bad. But yeah, it was like 2600 BCE or something like that, or BC. I don't know. I forget what those mean. But yeah, yes or no on the pyramids.
I mean, what do you think? That Egyptian couples looking out their window in the morning, like, no way they get this done, right?
Yes, exactly.
They build the pyramids.
Exactly. At that time, I would have taken no. I would have taken yes just for bleeps and giggles.
Yeah, if you took no, you would have lost some money there.
Yeah,
because they did get built.
By
the aliens or not, they got built at the end of the day. All right, where do I want to go with my third one here? I got to combat you here with something good. Yep, okay. I think this is the moneymaker here. I think if I was around for David and Goliath battling it out, just sprinkling a little something on David, the ultimate underdog,
Right.
winning with his stone and pebble, that's a win, and that's money in my pocket right there. If I was around for those ancient battling times, and if I talked to David before the fight, I was like, "You feel good about it?" And he goes, "No, but I prayed to God." I'm like, "Yep, okay, I'm in. I'm in with you, David. I'll take your money. Take that money line." I think, and that's probably the most he'd ever win, ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I think that, I mean, listen, I can't hate on it. It's historic. It's great. I can't say anything bad about it.
It's a safe pick. It's a safe, good pick.
It's a safe pick.
All right, what do you got?
My second to last one, the Giants in Super Bowl 42. Obviously, they were massive underdogs. I would have loved to take in the Giants, and I actually have the money line right here. It ranged anywhere from 350 to 475, plus 350 to plus 475. They were 13.5-point underdogs against the New England Patriots. They had one of the best defenses in the league that year. As a Giants fan, I think sprinkling the money line in that game would have been an easy thing to do with the expectations being so low. I wish I was old enough to have money on that game.
What year was that? That was 2007.
Yeah, so I was 7.
You're 7 years old.
Yeah, I couldn't gamble. It didn't start for another 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, you were also 7 at the time. So even if gambling was around, that might have been tough for you.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it took another 6 or 7 years for me to get to the promised land.
Yeah, Mike. So here's the thing with this that you just did there. I think we're well past that 6-7 meme or whatnot, and the fact that you snuck it in there, and you hit it also for everyone listening, not watching. He did hit the 6-7. Only like you're 26 now, if I'm not mistaken. 25. You'll be 26 later this year.
Yes, I'm 25 now. So is there are we being ageist here? Like, am I too old to hit the 6-7?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm being right there. I hope people don't get offended by that and triggered of me being ageist.
I
cousin.
I wonder what it's like at school with the 6-7.
I don't know. I'm actually happy I don't know. I do work with kids, and I'll tell you right now, none of them do it anymore.
I'll tell you this: my friends are middle school. My one friend's a middle school. Both my friends are middle school teachers, and they say it's unbearable. Like they literally. My one friend's a math teacher, and he said he literally for a certain period of time could not say 6 or 7. Like it was 6 and 7. It was bad. It was really bad.
I would stop going to work. I would probably.
he said it was bad.
All right. So you took Giants Super Bowl 42. I hope that you didn't have this one either, but I'm just gonna take Miracle on Ice with the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. That is the real ultimate underdog story that you could have bet on. There's odds on it somewhere, I know for a fact, and it's incredible what USA, how much of underdogs they really were. So that's an easy one for me. And also American pride. If I was alive in 1980, the height of the Cold War, I hate the USSR at this point. I'm off. My American blood is pumping. I don't even care. I'm betting the mortgage, the house, the name of my first child on this USA money line just because of American pride alone. And it would have worked. And I would have won a lot of money either way. And I would have been able to keep my house, my mortgage, and the name of my firstborn child.
American pride. I think that's what you could sell a lot of people on there. Not the fact that they really had no chance and then actually won, but the American pride part of it. Good for you.
Bunch of college guys just going in there. Guys being dudes, balls to the wall. What's up? Do you believe in miracles? Wasn't a miracle. We knew we were winning the whole time.
Greatest call too. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. Oh, it's
Greatest
great.
call of all time.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best. All right, my final one. Let's take you back to October of 2004. The Yankees are up 3-0 in the series. No team has ever come back from 3-0 down in a postseason series until the Boston Red Sox did it. They were a mortal lock in that last final game 7 there. They absolutely ran the Yankees out of the building. By the end of that game, there were "Let's go Red Sox" chants. That's how bad the game ended up being. The Red Sox in game 7 of that series were easy money. And of course, to be able to bet against the Yankees And for them to lose in such heartbreaking fashion, that is easily number one for me. Easily number one.
That's a good number one. They make documentaries about it.
It's one of my favorite documentaries of all time, by the way.
Never watched it. I never saw it.
ESPN and the Netflix are great. I recommend both for any non-Yankee fan.
They made 2 separate 2004 ALCS documentaries about that.
So one of them is just like an E60, like it's an hour long, 30 for 30, I guess. I think those are 2 different things, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's on ESPN Plus. And then they made one on Netflix that told the story about the Red Sox like a year prior, then during the year, then during that series. So it stretched out a little bit more than just that series. It was really good. It was really good.
That is very interesting. Okay. I'm going to have to watch one of those at least.
Yeah.
I love documentaries, dude. Like, I'm in on them. The Craig Carton one that you showed me was incredible. That was crazy. Great one. Wanting more. I feel like there's so much from that story that just like wasn't told.
I know. I got to rewatch that actually.
All right. My number 5, Mike. The most ultimate sweat in the history of Earth. Not just the United States, not just sports, not just anything. Could you imagine if Kalshi was around back then putting money on the 2000 U.S. presidential election between Al Gore and it was a Bush, one of the Bushes.
George Bush, yes.
George Bush.
The youngest one.
You had to wait days to figure out the outcome of that election. Imagine me saying I'm going to put $1,000 on that, and I say I'm going to bet Al Gore $1,000 to win the election, and I wait that long just to see he loses. Like, that's a sweat. You can't go to sleep over that. It's never happened before. An election go that long, and like, imagine being the presidential candidates at the time, sitting there just waiting to figure out what it was going to be. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's got to stink for them. It's a good one. You bring up the sweating part of it. That's a good one. Imagine losing the bet, though, by like that many votes. That's got to suck, though.
Call for a recount immediately? That's what I would do.
I also think Kalshi probably would have, like, if this happened today, you'd have, like, major issues. Like, I think Kalshi's going to run into issues regardless on all those prediction market apps, but like something that serious and something that close, like I think there'd be so many legal issues.
Yeah, that would be tough. That would be, I mean, there's a point of just like, what can you bet on if that's the case? Like, if that happened today, I think there would be a serious conversation about maybe we shouldn't bet on everything. Like, maybe it is a problem that we're just allowed to gamble on whatever we want. I think we should. Opener.
I think we should probably have that conversation right now.
Nah, not yet. We're good.
Okay. Okay.
Let's keep betting on stuff.
Okay.
All right. That was good. That was a good top 5 list.
That was good. I'm very impressed. I loved the idea when I first heard it. It was a great idea.
That was fun. We got to keep those. We'll keep the drafts going. Okay. Last thing here, Mike. I explained it to you. Oh, they took away my name wheel again. Why do they keep on doing this? So I'll explain it to you again and everybody listening at home. If you all know the game of where you have to name athletes, but the first athlete you name, say it's Aaron Judge, for example, the next athlete named first letter has to start with the J because that was the first letter of Aaron Judge's last name. So me and Mike are going to do that with an MLB roster. I'm putting together a wheel right now of A through Z, and I'm going to spin a wheel, Mike. Whatever letter it lands on, you have to start us off first name of somebody who starts with that letter. And then we'll go so on and so on. So I'm putting that together right now. And this includes a rotation. This includes your outfield, infield, catcher. And then this also includes one closer. And then we'll see how the team did.
Okay. I'm excited.
So as of right now, I'm putting together our wheel here. Because every time I do it, it keeps on coming undone when I click out of it. Here's the wheel. Mike, the first guy you're naming, his name needs to start with an N.
All right. How about we go with Nick Kurtz, the first baseman on the rookie first baseman, now second-year first baseman, on the Athletics. What a year he had. What a year. And I think that the sky is the limit for this kid. He's going to be unbelievably great offensive player. So there you go. Now you got a K.
Nick Kurtz is good. Okay, hold on. Let me think of a K here. This might take me a second.
It's gonna take a second.
Oh boy, K, that sucks. No, it
Sorry.
doesn't suck. We're gonna take Kyle Tucker. That's who we're gonna take.
Let's go. Where are we putting Kyle Tucker? You put him right or left?
Let's put him in left.
Okay, that's
Tucker
smart.
left. Yeah, we'll hold out. So you need a T now.
Easy. Tariq Skubal.
Oh, we got our ace.
There we go. We've got our ace.
Love that. Okay. Nice. S. Let's think here. Oh boy, this might be tougher than I think.
It is difficult. It is very difficult.
Because you think of guys right away, but you don't want to like waste them. Because I know there's a better S out there than the guys who like, immediately come to mind.
I have one off the top of my head.
Do you? Oh boy.
I have two. I have two that you could go with. And they're not, you shouldn't be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm not thinking of these guys.
Okay.
It's because I just did a fantasy draft where I looked at 1,000 names today.
There you go. Okay.
Actually, this is really bad, and I'm actually concerned that you have not thought of this yet.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking about a certain pitcher from Atlanta, but I'm not wasting a rotation spot.
Please, God, can you not say his name?
About a certain
can
guy.
Can we think clearly with big picture here?
Hold on, this is really killing me.
We've got catcher, first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left field, center field, right field, DH.
DH. Okay, that's a lot of emphasis on the DH. I feel like I'm missing something at DH here. Oh my God, I can't fucking think of this guy.
I can say something and give it away right now, but I really need you to say his name.
Oh my God. He had to have been an all-star last year, if we're talking about
all-star.
Oh boy.
He's a little bit more than an all-star.
Mike, I'm gonna go with that guy from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani. We'll put him at should we DH him? I'll put him at DH and we'll save rotation arm. We'll save arms. Okay. Yeah, that's
oh my God.
Whew, we got there. We got there.
What's funny? Right. I was gonna say like Shea Langoliers or who was I gonna say? There was one more. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, there's somebody you're missing. Stephen Kwan was gonna be one of them.
Oh my God.
So now we got an O.
Terrible.
Now we got an O. I could really screw you here and give you a double O.
Well, you just see how much I struggle with the S. So
I know. So now I'm trying to think of somebody different. That's not Ozzy Albies, but if I can't think of it, then it's gonna be Ozzy Albies.
Ozzy's okay, because that does set up another pretty good bat for us.
But then you got to think of somebody with an O.
Oh no, Ozzy Albies.
Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, go Ozzy Albies. Ozzy Albies.
Okay, there we go.
Why did I think Ozzy Albies? That was bad.
Add it to the list of shit that we're gonna get absolute shit for.
All right, so we got Ozzy at second. I think he stinks, but Ozzy.
All right, Ozzy Albies. But that sets up Aaron Judge and Wright. That's what we get for Ozzy Albies, and we'll take that.
Let's go Jose Ramirez.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
That's third baseman in baseball.
Yeah, that works. Oh my God. If only we didn't say Jose Ramirez. Could have gave us Ryan McMahon on a silver platter. That's a tough miss by us. That hurts. I don't actually want to get a pitcher yet.
That's fine.
Because I do want to get Ronald Acuna while we can. I don't know if we're gonna get it. Don't know if we're gonna get another R.
We're gonna stick him in center, excuse me.
Yeah, definitely not second.
I'm blanking.
This is tough. I mean, shortstop, you got nothing basically. Catcher, you got basically nothing. I feel like it's got to be a rotation guy.
Well, I can go with a catcher, but he sucks. He plays for the Yankees.
He does.
But I want to think of a pitcher.
Yeah.
That doesn't stink.
While you're doing that, I'll read out the lineup that we have right now. In the outfield, it's Tucker in left, Acuna in center, Judge in right. It's a nice outfield that we put together. Jose Ramirez at third, still waiting on our shortstop. Ozzy Albies at second. Nick Kamakurtz at first. Shohei is our DH. Scooble's our ace. Pretty good lineup we've got going.
All right, go Austin. I don't want to go Nola, but then we might be screwed.
It's an Italian legend, though, which is big for us.
Should we go Aaron Nola?
We could take Aaron Nola, I think.
All right, go Aaron Nola.
All right, we'll take Nola. We gotta lick our wounds sometimes. We just gotta we gotta roll with the punches there. I might have screwed you up with the Acuna pick there.
Well, now I hope we have somebody for N.
And here we go. So we need a shortstop or a catcher, or we add to the rotation. I think we're have to add to rotation here. Oh. We could take Nolan. But where can we go for with an M? Nolan McLean will take.
Take Nolan McLean. And then for M. Oh, I'm going to screw you. Mason Miller.
Okay, that's our closer. I forgot about our closer.
Mason Miller's our closer.
Okay, so we stay on M here. Okay. All right, dude. Pitching is sick. I mean, actually, maybe not that sick, but closer was sick.
The closer's sick. Let's think of the most popular names with M. Mike, Matt, Matthew.
Gotta think of a pitcher here. There's gotta be some random good pitcher out there. It's like named Michael. Oh, Michael King we could take.
Here you go.
There we go. Michael King.
All right. We need how many? We need one more pitcher and a shortstop and a
catcher.
Okay. So now I'm with K. I think you screwed me here with the K.
Might have screwed. We did not think this one through. I was just excited to find an M. That pitch. If we can find something, if we can really think about this, put our heads together here and get a K. I think we could find someone better than Connor Griffin out there. There's got to be another Kyle or something.
No, who is it? Tell me.
Kyle Teal.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were going pitcher. I was thinking pitcher. All right, go Kyle Teal. Italian. And now we've set up shortstop well.
That we have. So you want to take it since I kind of took Kyle Teal. It's back to back.
Okay. So then I'll go Trey Turner.
And then you take Trey Turner, yeah. And then we just need another pitcher.
With a T.
There's
a lot of options. I have one. He finished the year really strongly last season.
Tom, Tim, Trevor Bauer. Remember him?
Yeah. You have the name.
Trevor's the name.
Trevor's the name.
Trevor McGill. He didn't start, though. He's a bullpen guy.
Bullpen guy.
Trevor.
I also just thought of somebody that we could have used for K, which I'm pissed.
Who was that?
Kyle Bradish.
Trevor. Who knows a Trevor now? Fuck.
Same team as Kyle Bradish.
I'm tagging you in. Who are you thinking of?
I'm thinking Trevor Rogers.
Shit. He was really good.
He was really good towards the end of the year last year. I think we get a second lefty in here. I also can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, I can't think of a T pitcher. Not a starter, at least.
Yeah.
All right, Trevor Rogers. And that's it.
Like, I don't know if we could have done a better job, but I'm sure people will let us know.
Oh, 100% they will. That's what the internet does best. And I'm sure they'll be very respectful and nice about it as well, as they usually are.
I mean, let's just our first base, third base, shortstop, left field, center field, right field, DH, and our starting pitcher number 1 and our closer is as good as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, kind of got our asses kicked on the rest of the rotation. And then, catcher second is not ideal, but
no.
In this lineup, it is. You stick him at the bottom. Who's going to notice?
Exactly.
We'll read it out really quick for you guys. We'll go Tucker in left, Acuna in center, Judge in right. Like, that's a great outfield. No one's going to dispute us on that. Jose Ramirez at third, Turner at short, Ozzie Albies at second, Nick Kurtz at first. I think that's really good outside of Ozzie Albies. Like, that's a great infield. Skubal is the 1. McClain will be our 2. Michael King is our 3. Nola 4.
That's fine.
Nola 4. Trevor Rogers 5. Kyle Teal behind the dish. Mason Miller is our closer. Shohei Ohtani is the DH. I think we did a good job. I think that's a playoff team, if you ask me.
I think we did a great job.
Yeah, I'm happy with that team that we just put together there. I think that's everything. I don't think we have. Oh no, our no good takes we got to get to, and then we're done. Then we're out of here. Finally, I almost forgot about that. So the name of the show is No Good Takes. It's only fitting that we close the show out with some takes that people would not be very happy with, or at least they wouldn't agree with us with. Mike, I'll let you go first here to see how I compare to you.
Did you see that flag football stuff the other day?
I did.
It looked like a complete waste of time and actually a risk for injury, but good for them. Tom Brady was slinging the rock.
Yeah,
Tom Brady was throwing a smaller football on a smaller field, but he was moving, and that ball, he was slinging that ball.
You see him? The hips don't lie from Tom.
I think Tom Brady gives the Eagles a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than Jalen Hurts right now today. I still think Tom Brady could play in the NFL. And if you put Tom Brady on a loaded roster, I don't think Philly's as loaded this year, but you go back last year, pretty good roster. I think Tom Brady would win more games that in the postseason. That is my no good takes.
You know, my first of all, my agreement is yes, because Jalen Hurts is a glorified running back who just so happens to do really good in the postseason when it matters. Whatever, whoop-de-doo. But my problem with that is like that exact thing I just brought up. Is that Jalen Hurts like is a clutch player. And I mean, he didn't really show it this year at all. But his 2 best games of his career both coming in the Super Bowl. Like, and I understand that one of them was like a lot of garbage time stuff, but the stats don't lie. I agree with you at some capacity. Like, I love Brady. I think he's awesome. I give Jalen Hurts a lot of shit. I don't give him credit for how good of a quarterback he really is. But I'm with you on that. Giants fan aside, I'm with you on that. I do think Brady gives the Eagles a better chance to win. He gives a lot of teams a better chance to win. Mike, I'm going to get killed for this. And I'm ready. And I'm not expecting you to come to my side when it gets bad. I don't care about March Madness. I don't care. I don't bet on the games. I do a coin flip for my bracket. The Cinderella is now 2 years in a row that they're just non-existent. The lowest seed is what, a 5 seed? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know because I don't watch. I just like don't care about the tournament as much as I used to. I feel like that as I've gotten older, I just haven't paid attention as much. I can't sit down and watch a full game if I don't have money on it, which I don't because I don't sports bet. I don't care about March Madness. I understand it's fun. I understand it's a good spectacle. I hate that every post is, this is March. Awesome. This is March. Thank you for the update. I don't care. I'm not in on them.
That's pretty bad.
It's bad. I know.
I do a bracket every year. You know, I'll pay $25, $50, whatever it is. This year it's 25. And I'll be in a bracket pool and we'll see what happens. And I don't know a lot. And I don't watch like a diehard fan. It's very casual. But I'm into it. I'm totally into it. I love college basketball. I love how hard these guys play. I love that there's actual defense. I love that they're actually running plays and they go to the basket and they're physical. I could not disagree with the take more for a very casual college basketball fan during the regular season. I get hyped and excited to watch these games, whether I have money on it or not.
It's my no good take. I don't care about March Madness. Not saying it's a bad thing.
You were right. I can't come to your defense on this one. Like, I physically can't.
And let me be clear. Like, I think it's an awesome thing, March Madness. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. People love it for good reason, for the points you brought up. I just don't care. I can't get into it. I try. It's like I don't like ice cream. I get killed for that.
You don't
I don't
like ice cream?
Here we go. Yep. I don't like ice cream. I
That's
try.
your worst take.
Yeah. And I try. You know what's funny? Every once in a while, like every 2 or 3 months, I'll have ice cream and try to get into it. I'm not even BSing you. I do legitimately try and get into ice cream. And sometimes I'll enjoy it out of nowhere, but I don't like ice cream. I don't know what texture thing, maybe. I don't know.
That should be like the name of the podcast. I don't like ice cream podcast. That's the
Yeah.
same thing as having it as no good takes. That's awful.
Same thing, basically. I don't like March Madness. I don't like ice cream.
Hater of fun.
Hater of fun. Evil. I'm the bad guy. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. That's it. That's episode 1 of No Good Takes in the books. Revamped. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you all liked the new setup. I hope you all liked my guest, Mike. It's going to be a rotating door of members of BTO. I don't think I'm going to get a co-host, so it's going to be me and whoever's around to record with me when I want to, which is awesome. Let's go through all the shows before we get out of here. We have shout-outs to go around. Here we go. Mike and Bunk have the Burrows. Mike has mic'd up. You still do mic'd up? You still do.
From time to time.
It's around. Just look out for it. Bunk has the bunker, which, again, look around for it. I don't know how much does it anymore. We might have to revamp some of these. You know what we do have is Back to the Mets. That is brand new. Nico, Mike, and Scott holding it down for Mets conversations. Go check them out. Sunday recaps. There's no football going on. So
we're not recapping anything.
Don't check that out until the football's back. Oh boy, this is a bad outro, huh? Good thing we have music under here to make it sound a little better. What other shows do we have? Gabe has the playbook. He's with us a little bit. I have No Good Takes. This is episode 1. Thanks for tuning in, guys. What other shows do we have? Am I missing out on anything? I think that's all of our.
No, I think you're good right now. I think you've hit everything that's currently going and other things that are not going.
A preview for football season. Be excited. The betting show used to be a thing. We don't do that anymore, though.
That's not a thing either. We're gonna revamp that though. That'll be back with new people next year.
Oh God, save your money while you can, guys. Save up. Mike is gonna lose you a lot of money. Make sure the pockets run deep when the betting show starts again. And then the Hardline Sports Talk still exists.
That does not exist anymore. I don't think.
Thanks for watching, guys. No Good Takes, episodes 1 in the books. Thank you for tuning in. Mike, please, for the love of God, you need to end this recording. I can't. You started it. That's going to do it here from No Good Takes.